Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel, and in terms of XRP price action as well as for the broader crypto asset class, we are in a hunt for the bottom. Where is this portion of the market cycle going to bottom? And perhaps a more important question is, when you're looking at analysis from so many chart analysts, why is it that when they believe and they see that it's very likely price is going to continue to crash, how are they so damn chill about it? How is that possibly a thing? Well, there's something about being armed with knowledge and understanding that when you have pullbacks in a market cycle, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It doesn't mean that we're no longer in a bull market. It doesn't mean that it's a time to sell. Now, if you want to sell, understand when I say that, I'm not saying that you should or should not buy or buy or sell or hold. I'm not offering financial advice. Mind you, I don't have a financial background of any kind. You do what you want. But it seems very clear to me that these individuals, there's a reason that they were reporting this stuff. Oh yeah, XRP, don't be surprised if it goes down 30, 40, 50%. And these are like pro XRP people. When they say stuff like that, and maybe you're freaking out, maybe a lot of participants in the market are freaking out when they're seeing the price start to slip. How come they're not? Well, the truth is that it's easy to let emotions get the best of you, but it's not a good idea. Make your own decisions in terms of buying and selling, but don't make them based on emotion. Whatever you want to do, whatever's right, make it based on logic and data, analysis, all that. But emotion, because you're scared or exuberant in the moment, that's going to trip you up. That's I think anyway. I think that's a really bad idea. And so it is the case that there's expectations. I'm going to share with you what a few analysts had to say. It is the case that in the short term, perhaps over the next couple weeks even, you're going to see pricing that is scarier than what we see today. You will see that those analysts will not be flipping out. If you come to this channel, you will see that I will not be flipping out. Because in fact, in particular with XRP, which you'll see, is that regardless of how low we go, well, not entirely regardless. I mean, if the analysts are wrong, fine, maybe things get way off the rails because of X, Y, Z reason. Who knows? Something crazy happens in the world. This unforeseen things can occur. But outside of something like that, the analysts are calling for like a higher low than what we'd seen. You're talking about XRP, even if going down, hitting a level of support that used to be extreme resistance just months ago. And so, so for me, understanding that in these bull markets, you can have these big pullbacks, it doesn't always mean it's the end of the world. Yes, eventually the bubble's going to inflate all the way to the point that it pops, and then there will be a final one for that market cycle. I get that. And so that is the one that I'm watching for, and I'm watching for the behavior that will make me think that we're there. I don't see the behavior that makes me think that we're there, because it's a simple concept. Humans are going to tap out as this market at 100%. It's the greatest of their abilities. It's going to be done. And we haven't seen large and mid cap coins. We haven't seen all of them run up parabolically. Words are hard. We haven't seen them run up parabolically like we did last market cycle. We're not done. So it does not matter in the short term what we see. And so I'm just trying to warn you that if these analysts are correct, and I'm not an analyst even, right? I have no interest in learning how to do chart analysis. It's boring to me. I like researching fundamentals, staying up to date with what's happening in the news. But if these analysts are correct, the ones that I follow, more likely than not, the next couple weeks will be trading sideways and down. That's about it. And so it might not be as fun. So if you're freaking out, just arm yourself with this knowledge. Be aware that this may be coming, so that if it comes to pass, you won't be freaking out. You can still buy or sell or hold. Do whatever you want. I'm never going to advise that, like I keep saying, because I want you to make your own informed decision. But just be aware that the market's doing what it does, and it can't go up in a straight line forever. And if every time it has a major pullback, which is normal for crypto, actually, if you're going to flip out, you're going to have a hard time participating in this asset class. And so I really wanted to drive this point home, because I know that there are so many people that are new to crypto and new to holding XRP right now. And so it's a great time to be talking about this stuff. And even if you're not new, it's good to hear a reminder, isn't it? From time to time, this is the most volatile, risky asset class on the entire planet. It's just take a step back, understand the bigger picture, And understand whatever you're feeling in the moment is not an indication of the long-term viability of any particular cryptocurrency, and it's not an indication of whether or not necessarily, like the emotion in and of itself, it's not an indication of whether or not we're in a bull or a bear market. And it just so happens we're in a bull market right now. So even if we have pullbacks, the macro structure is in place. Now, as I record this, XRP is at $1.12. Bitcoin is at $50,863. Market cap is just over 1.9 trillion, and Bitcoin dominance at 49.95%. Here's the headline from the Daily Hodl. And it's titled, Top Analyst Says XRP Poised to Erupt. Here's Credible Crypto's New Target. And so this is a brand new article from today, April 24th, 2021. And I'm not going to read through it, but I want to use this headline just to talk about a few things because I've covered a number of his tweets recently along these lines. And he is speaking to this idea that you can see XRP go down. You'll hit support somewhere, and this will be a great place for people that want to purchase XRP to buy in, and you can dollar cost average in if you so choose. And at some point, it'll springboard off of this, right? And so there's no shortage of times over the last 8 years that anybody could have been extremely fearful over the price action of XRP, and you could have been shaken out, and many endless numbers of people were. And you can be one of those people if you want to. You know, you can be one of those people that gets shaken out. And maybe that's the right decision for you, in which case, fine, get shaken out. I'm just sharing with you that the data shows that when you're in a bull market, until you get to the point where the bubble pops, the stuff that you're seeing now doesn't functionally matter. In fact, here's some specifics from chart analyst Leb Crypto. He was talking about just that. Take a look at this. He was talking about Bitcoin too, but check out this tweet. And this is from today in the wee AM hours. If Bitcoin is indeed in a correction towards the $43,000 to $44,000 levels, and I believe it is, then this is how I'd see the XRP price action to unfold over the coming 2 weeks. A return to base, setting a macro high or low, 70-something cents is a great bidding zone, but a wick into the 60-something cent zone is likely. Right? And so this is what he's talking. Do you see that he is not panicking? He's just like, oh yeah, it looks like this is what's going to happen. You can panic all you like. You can do that. I think that it's better to just have an understanding of the nature of these markets and how volatile they are. Because if just seeing what the other lemmings are doing as they hurl themselves off a cliff, if that makes you also feel scared, like you are one of the lemmings. Right? I mean, you're not as bad as the other lemmings that act on it, but just like be aware, you can control these emotions. Like you're perfectly capable of it. I hope. I'm capable of it. This stuff doesn't bother me one bit. I've been through every single rally and pullback in XRP for about 3.5 years, and I've never sold a single XRP. Think about that. Every single one of them. So if you're new and you're already flipping out, then you better think that either I'm completely bonkers and wacky, or maybe I have a reasonable understanding of how to behave in these extremely volatile markets. I think I have a handle on what I'm doing, and I'm not some sort of professional. I'm not trying to portray myself. To me, while acknowledging how risky all of this is, the fundamental things one needs to understand and act upon to not get wrecked, it's not complex. That's my belief. I don't believe it is complex. I don't believe that you excuse me. I don't believe that you need some sort of incredible educational background or some sort of financial background or career to understand some of these basic things, because just these ideas of just not FOMOing in, not panic selling, staying for the long haul. Like these things are true of the stock market. This is not rocket science. It's just hard for people to act upon even if they know it. So many people, even if they know it, and that's a big if, they still can't act upon it. And so the blockchain backer, by the way, he was talking about this too. He didn't put out a video today, but he did have a tweet, and I didn't pull up. I should have pulled up for this video, I suppose. But he was talking about how, and this was just earlier today, mind you, he was talking about how it looks to him like XRP is in this pattern where it's zigzagging down. And that's actually, it's counterintuitive, but like that's the pattern that you expect to see when you're in a bull market, not a bear market. And so he'll have to flesh that out, which I'm sure he'll do when he puts out his next video. But that's what he shared with the public today. And so again, so that's Credible Crypto, Leb Crypto, Blockchain Backer all saying, and none of them are freaking out. They're all just saying, yep, looks like we're heading down a little bit, then we'll go up. All of them are saying that. And they've been right. By the way, all three of them, and it wasn't just them, but all three of them called the rally in the days leading up to mid-November they all said, hey, it looks like things are seriously about to pop. Don't know exactly when, but it's imminent, basically. And that was when XRP went from 20-something cents up to almost 80 cents. They call it. And they've had amazing calls in 2021 also. And excuse me, the times in which they have these calls pretty well lines up. It's just been astonishing to me. So I just wanted to share this because the people that are freaking out, to me, it doesn't make sense to feel that way. Things are not crashing down. And even if, like, if you really, because look, you should only put money that you're willing to lose in case this all goes to crap, which I admit, like, I could be wrong about everything that I think and hope is going to happen. I absolutely acknowledge this. And so the fact that I have strong conviction does not mean that I'm right. And I know that too. People can be very convinced of something and be very wrong. So maybe that's me. Okay. And if that's the case, then fine. Maybe I lose everything. But what it is. I do feel this strongly though, right? And so even if it's the case that we've already seen the highs for this market cycle, which I don't believe, I really don't believe, even if, well, if you only put money that you're willing to lose, and if you have a sufficient time horizon, like, do you think that this all is going to go to zero forever? Do you think that market cycles do exist? And even after the bubble pops, when it does, like say it pops 80-90% from now, which I'm not calling for, I don't believe that for a second it's going to happen, not now anyway. Do you not think it will ever come back? Even if Bitcoin's high this market cycle is 80,000 or 100,000 and then the bubble pops, do you think it will not ever come back? Because I don't think that this is anywhere near done. Adoption is just picking up. The institutional money is here. And if they thought that this is something that was going to go pop and go away, they would not be investing into the infrastructure to make these trades possible and to get their high net worth customers into this. Like, it would not be happening. These are long-term thinkers, and if you're not a long-term thinker, that's another thing that can get you completely freaking wrecked here. And so this isn't going away. So even the people that purchased at the height of the last bubble, they were the most unlucky people purchasing Bitcoin at almost 20 grand. Well, you damn near tripled, actually over tripled your money if you held on to that, considering Bitcoin's recent high of what was it, 64, 65,000, somewhere around there. And so even if you were the most unlucky this market cycle, history has shown that those that hold end up being okay anyway. Now you can panic sell on the way down, and then you take that loss. You can do that too if you want to. If you're worried that it's just never going to come back or whatever your reason is, go ahead if you want to. But everybody historically that has held through those types of unfortunate instances has come out substantially ahead. So it's just something to consider. It's all about timelines, this and that. I feel like the typical person doesn't get this. And so given that it looks like what I'm seeing from analysts is that we're going to be seeing some scary times, I'll still be here every day talking about this stuff. Because I think that one of the greatest hurdles, it's just managing the emotions of all of this. And I'm not bragging at all. I'm fortunate enough that I happen to not have that trouble. Like I feel great every day. Like I understand what's happening, and I firmly believe it, whether I'm right or wrong. And I do think I'm right. I just see how humans are behaving, and I choose not to participate. That's it. Like, for me, it really is that easy. But if I didn't have that data, I couldn't do that. And it does help having gone through this and having this experience. Yeah, I'll acknowledge that too. But great, So, look, just I know it's not the greatest news, but in the end, if these analysts are right, yeah, not the greatest news in terms of the short term, but in the big picture, XRP would still then, if they're all right, it would still then hit its all-time high, probably this calendar year, and then smash through that to new incredible levels of price discovery, perhaps surpassing $10. And these are the levels, like all three of those analysts I just talked about, all think that it's going to hit at least $10, right? So this is not the scariest thing on the planet. Again, just nothing goes up in a straight line forever. So anyway, I'll wrap up there. We'll see how things unfold. It'll be interesting tomorrow. So weekends sometimes they're kind of dry, but it'll be interesting to see, especially Monday, if we see any additional price drops. And even if so, I'm not going to be running for the hills, guys. I'm just going to keep saying the same damn thing. And maybe they just keep coming back. If it soothes your nerves, you will see that I am not freaking out. I will tell you if and when I get scared about something, all right? But it's very unlikely to happen. I got to be real with you. It's very unlikely to happen because I understand big picture what's happening. But I'll wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.